By the way, we do have Drink with Bullet. You want to keep Bullet ahead. Drink is probably the best hero ability with Bullet when using the Rocket Choppers. Keeps Bullet ahead, and that's what you want with the Rocket Choppers. So since there was only one Shock Blaster, I did decide to go on that right side. Depending on if there's two Shock Blasters and their range along that right side will determine if I'm dropping on that right ramp full fleet or if we're going left ramp full fleet.
Game over.
Good morning, good afternoon, and yes, good evening, Skull Army and friends. SkullCrusher here on my Cpt.Borealis account, diving into week 2 of Warships Season 33, Bite the Bullit, and I'm happy to say that we have hit rank 19, and we have done it with the Rocket Choppers.
The hell with this!
The Rocket Chopper has been the star of the show, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about 5ER offensive strategy. Let's do this, guys. We will be beginning today's video with the tech tree here. We can show you what we've been using and what we've been supporting with what we've been using. And of course, with what we have been using has been the Rocket Chopper for 5ER here. And to support the Rocket Chopper with regards to stats, we do have 50% troop damage, which is awesome. And then once you actually up that to 100% troop damage, it really does start to make the Rocket Chopper shine. Sometimes when, you know, your fleet of 8 Rocket Choppers, when they line up on that cannon, it's beautiful when they can take it out flawlessly without that cannon taking out a single Rocket Chopper. Now, aside from that troop damage, unfortunately, we don't have any troop health yet. I would like to start leaning in that direction, but troop damage 100%. Now, we do have gunboat energy as well, starting off with 50% right over here. And of course, as we do continue, we can up that right up to 80%. I probably will bring that up to 90%, but for now, 80% gunboat energy has been working well. As we do continue with regards to the offensive stats here, we're going to jump into gunboat abilities here. The flare is at a tick 4. The shock has been wonderful. I do not have critters on this account. The shock is it's a wonderful substitute for not having the critters. As we do continue down the tech tree here to continue supporting our Rocket Choppers, we do have medkits unlocked. We're not really using them. They are at tick 1. We do have actually our max artillery and our max barrage. Oh, that's right, 2ER. So max barrage and artillery has been handy. We have been using that for pretty much 1 barrage, 1 artillery for taking out a cannon. You know, maybe 2 max barrage, 1 or max artillery to take out a shock blaster. Sometimes you do need that second artillery depending on how well it does land. And then, of course, I guess defensively, you can actually take a look at my layout here. Flamethrowers have been the newest addition to the layout here. I am liking my double shock blaster boosted with the damage amplifier, and overall my layout is set up to defend against the seekers, which I probably should change because ironically of course in 5ER you are going to see more Rocket Chopper hits than anything. You probably will see the rifle bomba attack strategy second, and then seekers will be far and few in between, but they are out there. I am using seekers on my SkullCrusher account. We are going to dive into the log right now so I can show you what kind of times we have been getting with the Rocket Choppers here. Going right down to the bottom here, to ghetto quit. Going right down to the bottom here, to ghetto quit. I hope I am pronouncing that right.
Are you crazy?
247. Chinese character friend, which we definitely should have lost that. That was a draw at 224 apiece. Cut and loose here, 259 to 254. Chinese character friend did fizzle. Chinese character friend, that was a 1-second loss. We're still going to show that replay because I believe it was still a great Rocket Chopper hit here. Our next Chinese character friend, this was 255 to 252. Our next Chinese character friend here, I believe these are Chinese character friends. I apologize if I get it wrong. 251 to 232. Next Chinese character friend, we did lose this one, 245 to 252. Next Chinese character friend, we did win this one, 255 to 250. And then of course, Devaldo, sorry, we did lose this one, 244 to 252. So we're going to dive on into the replays here to show you the 5ER offensive attack strategy that we have been using with the Rocket Choppers. Let's do this, guys. First replay here with too legit to quit. Too legit to quit. What's wrong with me?
There you go.
Too legit to quit. That's a great name. All right, guys, 256 to 247. So this is a fairly common 5 ER layout that you are going to see here. Now, I do take some time to scout, of course, you know, to pick the best side to approach here. Generally, it is either going to be left side or a right side. Looks like on this one, we did decide to go full rocket chopper drop on that left ramp with bullet coming out on the right. You can see that direct flare to the ER on the top left. Barrage and artillery coming out to clear that first cannon as we reflare to the machine gun in the mid right there. We do follow up with some barrage and artillery to clear the sky shield there. We do have that shock blaster now flanking some of our rocket choppers. Beautiful follow-up shock to pin down the shock blaster. Follow-up reflare to get to that top right nook. And as we do take out the shock blaster, we follow up with that engine room, cycle the shock to pin down the surrounding defenses, and Hail Mary flare for the victory. It was a beautiful hit right there. And you know what? Even though we should have lost this one, we're still going to show you the replay. Actually isn't even that bad here, but we did take the same approach here with a full rocket chopper drop on that or left ramp there. Bullet coming out on the right there. Direct flare up top to clear the surrounding defenses. Then that engine room. We do follow up flare across to the cannon, cycle the shock to pin down the defenses. Reflare on that ground flare to get bullet moving up top here. And as we do progress forward, we do cycle our shocks accordingly here. You can see we're pinning down shock blasters. We're pinning down cannons. There's that 2 barrage and artillery. I think we did miss the artillery. There's the artillery to finish off that shock blaster. Beautiful job actually finishing off that shock launcher and cannon. As we do speed this up to ×4 here, this was bullet and 3 choppers to finish this one off here. We finished off the machine gun, aggressive Hail Mary flare with the barrage, and we were able to get the draw. I guess better than losing the stars, but still 224 on that layout. I mean, I'll take it. I will take it. As we do continue to cut and loose here, this was 259 to 254. So you are going to start seeing a lot more of these compacts, kind of like I'm rocking here. But as you can see, we do have the same drop here with the full rocket chopper fleet on that left ramp. Bullet coming out on the right here. We direct flare up to the cannon on the mid right there. Cycle the shock to pin down the cannon and the further back shock blaster and cannon. Bullet making his way up here with the fleet of rocket choppers clearing at that top right there. Beautiful shock pinning down the shock blaster. Shock blaster goes down as we do continue the push forward here. No direct flare here as we do let the rocket choppers kind of spread and do their damage accordingly. Unfortunately, we only did have that one rocket chopper up top there, but we were able to get it down as we do continue to our Chinese character friend here who did fizzle on us. I believe this was that same drop. Yeah, I'm really comfortable with this drop right here with regards to the full fleet on that left ramp and then bullet on that right. Normally, we do target that first cannon. Normally, it is a cannon, and as we do push forward, it's a matter of cycling our shocks accordingly. Sometimes feeling confident with barting out a cannon and or a shock blaster, and as you can see, this was just beautiful transition from ER to ER. We did have 3 rocket choppers alive at the end of this one right here. And as we do continue past our Chinese character friend, this was our 1 second loss here, but I still think we did a great job with the rocket choppers. So check this one out here. Once again, we got bullet and full rocket chopper fleet coming out on that left ramp here, completely ignoring that right side. And as we do get in position here, we cycle a dual shock, pinning down the surrounding defenses that will be in range of our rocket choppers here. So since there was only 1 shock blaster, I did decide to go on that right side. Depending on if there's 2 shock blasters and their range along that right side will determine if I'm dropping on that right ramp full fleet or if we're going left ramp full fleet. And this was just clearing up top to that top right engine room. Aggressive Hail Mary flare. We were cycling artillery and barrages on that engine room. Boom goes the dynamite. So not bad. We did lose that one there, but as we do continue to our next Chinese character friend, this was 255 to 252. And as we do start this one off, you can see full rocket chopper fleet on that left ramp. Bullet coming out on the right. Direct flare to the machine gun on that top left there. Follow up flare to the sniper. Let them free clear. And as we do take out the 2 mortars and the engine room, direct flare over to the sniper tower. Let the rocket choppers free clear their way up here. And as you can see, we've got multiple barrages and artilleries coming out, dealing damage to cannons here. We're cycling the shock to pin down that cannon directly underneath the sky shield. Once we do pop that sky shield there, the full fleet is still in action here. Just let them clear. Let them do their thing. And you know what's a good hit? When the full fleet stays alive. Boom goes the dynamite. And of course, as we do continue to our next Chinese character friend here, this was 251 to 232. This, once again, look at that. Left ramp, look at that right ramp drop here. We do flare directly into the corner there as we cycle a 2 shock, pinning down the surrounding cannons, machine guns, and sniper towers. We do follow up shock there to pin down that 2 machine guns, cannon, and sniper. And look at that, we are actually taking out that sky shield with 2 barrages and artillery, so we can follow up with a shock to pin down on that shock blaster. Notice how we've got bullet and a lone rocket chopper dealing damage to that shock launcher. And of course, we do set it up to get the 2 engine rooms. The first burst, follow up aggressive Hail Mary flare with the shock, and boom! Goes the dynamite. Love these rocket chopper hits here. And as we do continue here, we did take an L on this one, 245 to 252. And then, of course, we did have a good 255 win here over our Chinese character friend. Unfortunately, it looks like we did derank him to rank 18. And as we do start this attack here, you can see Bullet coming out on that right ramp, full rocket chopper drop on that left ramp, direct flare to the cannon on the mid top right there. Beautiful shock as we let the rocket choppers free clear. We follow up shock to pin down the cannon, machine gun, and sniper. Rocket choppers do take out that shock blaster. There's a barrage and artillery coming up to clear the cannon at the top right there, and of course Bullet taking the lead there, taking the damage from the shock blaster there. Beautiful drink to keep him ahead. By the way, we do have drink with Bullet. You want to keep Bullet ahead. Drink is probably the best hero ability with Bullet when using the rocket choppers. Not to say that you can't use taunt or shock knuckles, but I'm finding that drink is getting it done. Keeps Bullet ahead, and that's what you want with the rocket choppers. Boom! Goes the dynamite. And you know what? We did lose this one, 244 to 252, which is unfortunate too, because this was my first battle with the flame throwers, and I was hoping we could walk away with this one, but I'm going to show it to you regardless, so check this one out, guys. So this one was a little bit interesting here, because we did have the rocket launchers. There's only 2 of them here, so at least they're only tick 2, I believe, here. I took a weird drop on this one. Don't ask me why I went in this direction here. The reason why I didn't full drop on that left ramp there, or sorry, the reason why I didn't full drop on that right ramp there is because those 2 shock blasters, that would have been at least 3 shocks to get them in position there. So we took kind of a safer approach to, from that left kind of free clear, but it was a little bit sloppy here, a little bit slower as well, you know, letting them free clear here. I think we do lose another cannon. No, unfortunately we do not. There, not another cannon. We did lose a rocket chopper right there, aggressive Hail Mary flare, but unfortunately it just was not enough there. So there we have it, Skull Army. That's what we've been doing with the rocket choppers and Cpt.Borealis for 5 ER offensive strategy. If you have made it this far into the video, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are as well. And remember, my friends, do not forget to leave a like on the video as well. If you are new, metaphorically speaking, go grab a stick of dynamite. I know, it sounds crazy, but you're gonna light that stick of dynamite, okay? Or go run over to that subscribe button. You got time. Place that stick of dynamite beside the subscribe button. You will then run away, and that's right, blow up that subscribe button. Thank you, Skull Army and friends, but we will officially be wrapping up today's video. Do not forget to plug and play code SkullCrusher, but for now, I think it's time to make like a Tom. What's up, Tom? And cruise. Peace!
Game over.